Well, Taylor, thanks for coming out today and sitting with us today on the next episode of Tap Talks. We are in beautiful downtown Lynchburg, Virginia, and it feels like the perfect day to sit outside and talk a little bit with you about kind of who you are and what you're doing these days. You've got a lot of things going on, and so I'm hoping to kind of learn more about you and what makes you operate at a high level, and hopefully we can have a little fun along the way.
Sweet.
Is that cool?
It's cool with me.
All right. Well, to begin, I think it'd be interesting just to hear a little from you, a little bit about your background, kind of, you know, you're coming up, and then what you're doing today.
All right. So, ever since I can remember, I've been so interested in music. I think it was even when I was like a little kid, you know, it was something that I just had connected with so well, and I knew that that's kind of something that maybe I would potentially want to do when I was older. And it wasn't until I was about like 15, 16 when I really decided, you know, this is what I want to do, this is what I really want to pursue, and started off just local talent shows and stuff, taught myself how to play guitar through YouTube, and you know, just kind of rode with that for a little bit. And my family, we moved around a little bit. We lived in Pennsylvania for a while, and
so are you from Pennsylvania here.
Well, we're from Washington State. We moved from Washington State to Pennsylvania. We had like an accident at home. We lost my dad. So from there, you know, we ended up moving to be closer to family. And that's kind of when I started finding myself more so in the writing scene, because I had so many things that I just needed to get off my chest, and so many emotions, and that I would just physically just write down on paper, and then I would sing them to myself and kind of add a couple chords, and that's kind of how I started with the writing. And from there, just talent shows and stuff, and now I'm here.
How did you get to Lynchburg?
Well, my mom moved here, and I went to college for a few years in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and you know, I ran track and field. I was on a track scholarship. That really wasn't what I wanted to do.
Sure.
And I would sit in my dorm room a lot of the time rather than do schoolwork, and I would play and just, you know, different cover songs. I would put my phone up on the little ledge of my window in my dorm room and record myself playing, and I would put that on YouTube, and I just really liked the reaction that people would give, and you know, how supportive people were about it, and I really didn't think that it would be that way at all, but
right.
You know, ever since then it's just been like amazing. I don't know.
So I've been following you recently, and it's been pretty evident that you've got a pretty big or pretty good fan base. What's that like? Kind of, it feels. Is it new? Is it a new feeling to you, or have you always kind of?
You know, I think it's kind of a feeling that you never really can wrap your finger around. You know what I mean? It's so cool to have people, you know, say that they've listened to your music for like years, or they followed you for a set amount of time. It's almost like you don't even realize until you do something, and people come out and kind of tell you about it. And I don't know, and especially around here recently, like I've gone to random places, and even at work, you know, people that I'm literally serving their table, and they tell me like, oh, I saw you here, or I listen to your music all the time. You know, it's weird. You don't really get used to it.
It's got to be a little weird. I mean, I was listening to your playlist on Spotify on the way in today, and to hear you kind of talk about what seems to be a relatively, you know, normal life, but juxtaposed against this empire, this brand you're building, and this music that you're trying to build. It's hard to get my head around. Yeah. So, but to that, so you've obviously spent most of your adult life, you know, in the creative space. But how did you make the jump from, you know, strumming your guitar at home or in the dorm room to having a spot on Spotify?
You know, that is where I thank God for the people that I've been able to connect with just randomly, especially my manager. You know, he was somebody who just reached out to me, somebody who just followed my music and saw something in me that I obviously didn't see. And you know, there's been a lot of people that have been able to stand behind me and push me and tell me, this is what you should do, and you need to keep pursuing it. And I don't know, it's just been crazy. And I thank them more so than I thank myself, because,
Sure, yeah.
They keep me motivated and keep me kind of keeping a positive mindset.
Well, it seems like your music has such a good message as well. It does feel like it comes from a very emotional place, but I think that's probably what makes the music so good and relevant. I also noticed that you recently, debuted a new video.
Yes, it actually yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
It was
wow.
yesterday.
Wow.
I did not even know we were going to do it, and we had kind of played with, maybe we'll do it in a week, maybe we'll do it in a couple weeks. I don't know, should we do it now? And I guess they just decided we're just going to release it now,
Yeah.
Why wait?
It is so well shot. I mean,
Thank
of course,
you.
the song is a beautiful song.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah. So, and did you? What was the inspiration behind the song, and maybe some inspiration behind the videography?
I think the song is more so, like when you're I was in a relationship at the time, and it's like, you want to tell somebody how you feel, but you can't really tell them how you feel because you think that you'll get either shot down, or you don't know if like the feelings will be like reciprocated or whatever it may be. But I don't know, it was just how I was feeling at the time, and I couldn't physically say it, so like I just wanted to put it all on paper, put it in a song. That's what it's called.
It's really good. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
And the video itself, I mean, again, it seems like you're on this like rocket ship at the moment, but the video is so well produced. So kudos to you.
Yes.
So a part of what we're trying to do as we go through this interview series is to also learn a little bit about what kind of makes you you. So and we really dig in a little bit on the like really tactical side. So if you don't mind asking, how does your typical day start?
Well, I am one of those people that I kind of not necessarily live on the edge, but I whatever happens. Usually, especially when I'm home, I kind of do the same thing. I'll wake up, I'll go to work if I have to, I'll come home and I'll sit down and I'll write, or I'll play guitar. I'm always practicing. That's like the biggest thing for me, is I want to be like as prepared as possible, especially being so new and coming into such a big industry, and all of my bandmates and stuff are kind of everywhere, so it's kind of, I'm counting on myself to keep going.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of how it's been, and there's been a lot of things that we've got to do and got to encounter, and so I just kind of live every day just as it is.
Are you an early riser? Like, do you sometimes
it all depends on how late I stay up like the night before, but yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Well, so what kind of inspires you because you got a lot of things going on. You obviously are, you're working, you're I'm guessing, you're playing all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, how do you stay inspired throughout all of that, to get back to that kind of songwriting phase?
I hate to say it like this, but there's a lot of other artists that I'm very I stay very active as far as not necessarily what they're doing, but kind of seeing, I'm learning from everybody else and what they're doing, and especially as far as the Spotify playlist. I'll check my music every single day to see, even if there's 10 people that have listened to it the next day, or 1,000 people that have listened to it the next day. That's the thing that kind of keeps me motivated. I'm like, people are still listening, and it's just, I don't know, like it's an energy, it's a feeling that I can't really describe, especially the people behind it that are like, I love your music, or like, I just found you, I just discovered you on this playlist or Pandora or whatever, and that's the kind of stuff that keeps me going, really, is just the positive vibes and the energy that everything around me kind of
Well, that's a good way to live your life, that's for sure. So what is your creative space like? Like, do you have a creative space at home, or like out? How do you?
Really, it kind of like, I would say that my space is, kind of when I'm alone. It's a weird thing. When I'm home, I can just sit in my living room and things will come to me, or I can be on the road. I drive to Nashville back and forth a lot, and just that drive in itself, I'm kind of just thinking of different things, or like something I may see may inspire me, and I can sit there and like record something into my phone, and then when I get there, I'll just finish it out, and it's really like kind of whenever I'm alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it sort of just follows you then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, then, like, so you got all this stuff going on. Well, how do you recharge? Like, what do you do to kind of break away?
I would probably, you know what? I don't really know.
No?
I a lot of the time I'll stay sometimes away from the social media and stuff like that if I need the time to, but I feel like right now I'm kind of in the stage where just like everything excites me. Like I just want to keep doing stuff. I want to go play shows like right now, or I want to, do an interview now and stuff like that. So I haven't really, I think right now it's so new that I haven't really had the time to have the breakaway yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
So, I guess I don't know what I would like if I don't have the same. I guess when I think about recharging, I go like hiking or something, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of the time I would say I probably just sit and play my guitar or listen to music. That's kind of, if there was like a breakaway kind of like therapeutic thing for me, it would be that.
Right.
Because I do it all the time.
Well, hey, listen, I think now's probably the right time to to keep going because you're doing something right. So this is a question I ask a lot of people, and I sort of just leave it open to interpretation, but are you more of a hunter or a gatherer?
I would say probably a little bit in between.
Yeah.
I am so, I don't know, I'm such a visual learner, and I love, especially like when we've gotten to play with people and like seeing how they, interact with their fans and the crowd and just, behind the scenes and stuff like that. I really let that stuff sink in, but at the same time, I'm so much about doing my own thing at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I want to be persistent, and I want to keep getting stuff out. I want to be original and something that nobody's ever heard. But at the same time, I want to take in all these different elements from stage presence to what's popular right now on the radio and different things like that. So I'd say probably a little happy medium, right in the middle.
Yeah, that's probably a good space to be in as well.
Yep.
Well, if you knew you couldn't fail at something, what would be the one thing that you would? But what would be the one thing you would do?
If I couldn't fail.
Yeah, if you couldn't fail, like if you knew for sure, that next step you took, there's no failing whatsoever. What would it be?
That's a tough one.
playing in a giant arena, or
probably something like that. My biggest goal right now is to make it on the opera stage. I feel like once you've made it there, you've made it.
Opera stage.
Yeah, the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
I would love to play.
Yeah.
So that's something. I mean, playing the Ryman, or just something like that. I feel like that's like the general feeling. Like I've made it. This is what I'm doing, and I don't know. That's something that I'm like really, really striving for.
So what's holding you back, you think? Like what does it take to get to that step? I mean, is it doing more of what you're doing and then some people take notice, or you literally have to like move there? Like what would it be?
I think it's kind of a little bit of all of that. You know, it's the music industry is so funny in the sense where you can be phenomenal and you can play Nashville bars and people won't see you, or you can be someone from just some random place and you just, it's a weird thing, and having the right people and being there at the right time, I think is a very I guess you could say it's a very, very needed thing, but at the same time I kind of feel like it's the drive and what you want to put out and the things that you keep doing that sets you aside from the other people that are doing not necessarily the same thing but close to it, and it's just setting yourself aside. Plus I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, one of the things that, as a business owner that you have to maintain focus on is just making sure you're consistently providing good content,
Yeah.
like good
Making
products,
sure you're
good products.
consistent is a huge thing
Yeah,
too.
and-
Especially like labels and things like that. They look at that and they said, okay, you put out this song, but can you put out 5 more
Right.
that are just as good, if not better than that? And that's a very, very necessary thing.
Yeah.
Music.
Perfect timing.
That audio though.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah. We'll hold on a second.
Plans this weekend, but I think because of the weather, it kind
Yeah.
of like all fell through. So.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, today it's supposed to be nice, but I think tomorrow it's supposed to be kind of gross.
right.
And we're supposed to go on the river, like go kayaking and stuff, but I think the river is really high right now.
Really high, yeah.
That's what they said.
All right, back to it.
Yeah, so kind of with all of that, the creative energy that you put towards your music and your life,
Yeah.
what kind of, and I'm going to dive into a little bit around like tips and best practices of like how you like kind of go about your day. So besides your phone, what's the one gadget or thing that you can't live without?
Netflix.
Netflix.
If I'm being completely honest, I am the biggest homebody. And it's not like, I don't want to say it's like necessarily a new thing, but I think because I've been just so invested in, playing my music and figuring out, like what I'm going to write next and writing and stuff, I feel like I've invested a lot of my time in Netflix.
Yeah.
And right now I'm not really sure if I'd be able to go without it. It gets me through the day.
What's the
Hope people feel the same way.
what's the show on Netflix that you're embarrassed to tell people that you love to watch?
I wouldn't say I'm like embarrassed to tell them. I feel like people kind of think it's a little stupid, but Bob's Burgers.
Oh, Bob's Burgers, yeah.
It's
I got to tell
like
you.
the funniest show ever. I've watched it like 4 times over, every single episode, every single season. It's a problem.
So I think the voice is H. John Benjamin as the voice of Bob.
Yeah.
He is my all-time favorite voiceover. He does the voice for Archer. Mm-hmm. You know the
Yeah,
cartoon
and he
series
does
Archer.
like some people in like Family Guy and stuff.
I don't know if he does family, but he probably does.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does all these different voiceovers, and for me, it's like he's the funniest dude.
I think
His
he's
voice is
hilarious.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
All right.
I don't know. There was a long time when that's the only show that I would ever watch, and nothing on Netflix could ever compare. And they just took it off Netflix, and
They took Bob's
yeah, it
Burger
hurts.
off Netflix.
It hurt for a little bit.
I'm canceling.
I know.
I'm done. I'm
I had to
done.
find another show.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, are there any time-saving shortcuts or life hacks? Like, you don't know all the special codes to all the movies in Netflix or anything, do you? But like, do you have any like when you think about like hacking life? Is there any?
Hacking life.
Have you just figured out like something
You
that
know-
people? Oh, look at you! Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman.
I'm not sure if I've like necessarily figured out,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Feels-
That's a tough one.
It feels like, or it seems like what you're doing is just lots of hard work.
And I mean, we work extremely hard, and there are some things that we've been able to kind of surpass that I feel a lot of artists, don't really get the opportunity to do. And I genuinely think it's being an outsider.
Yeah.
And not necessarily because I don't live in Nashville, but because we're trying something that's so different and so new. And I think it's good to be a fresh face, and I believe in, kind of starting a name for yourself outside of that, and labels and different people are kind of like, who is this person? Like,
Right.
we need to know this person, and I think that's kind of been like the hack that we've tried to accomplish, I
Yeah,
guess.
sure.
And so, yeah, it's worked out so far for us. I hope it keeps working out. I hope people keep listening, and being attentive to what we do. And
Well, along that journey, then, have you received some just advice that has been invaluable, or?
I mean, I wouldn't say invaluable. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people have kind of advised me, especially people that have been in the industry for a while.
Right.
And just be yourself and not worrying about what everybody else is doing and who they are. I think that's kind of been the best advice for me, because I feel like people see that, and I feel like people feed into that a little bit better, and they can relate, I guess, in a sense, because I am from such a small town, and we are putting out music it's me, you know. I write everything, and that's kind of like the face that I wanted to start out with, I guess, you know.
Well, most people that I know that also know you have really sung your praises as it relates to your humility and just how kind you are to people. So it's inspiring to.
Thank you.
It is.
Thanks.
All right. Well, still in line with the kind of the advice and tips, and I'm wondering if there's anything, maybe other than music, that you are better at than like everybody else. Like, is there something like you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm like that maybe the people don't know, maybe don't know about you.
I wouldn't say I'm like better than everybody else. I'm like one of those people that I can pick up things pretty easily. You know, as far as like athletics and stuff, like I love.
Hey, Liz. Liz has a gift for you, it looks like.
Oh, great. But I love athletics, and I love,
oh my
being
goodness.
in the gym. God.
That looks delicious, Liz.
It looks so good. I'm kind of scared though.
Ugly Duckling. They're from Boston, Massachusetts. They've got a 26 to 28 salinity level, so it's a little bit higher, but not top of the line there.
Okay.
That's paired with a spicy mignonette.
Okay.
And then you got a lemon there if you prefer it, naked. We've got over here is the 2 baked features we're running. It's a pork belly, barbecue, and pepper jack.
That sounds really good.
The other one is a caramelized shallot, spinach, garlic breadcrumbs, and did I say parmesan?
Yep. No, you didn't say parmesan. But yeah. Are you gonna have one of these with us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, come on.
So I told Liz that you hadn't had oysters in a long time, and
I think I may have had one like once in my entire existence, and it was like years ago. So this is a little bit nerve-wracking.
I'll talk a little bit more about your favorites, some of your
Okay.
favorites. So what is one, or where are some of your favorite places to kind of hang out here in the Berg?
Here in Lynchburg.
Or to do, like some of your favorite things
do?
to do, or
Recently I've I don't know, I've kind of gotten big into hiking,
there you go.
So there's a couple different spots that I've gotten to go hike in, like Sharp Top and McCaffrey's Knob and stuff. That's been cool. I love going out. I actually really like the water dog.
Oh,
I love the water dog.
it's very nice of you to
So,
say that.
yes,
I did not
do.
pay you to say that.
No, seriously, I really do, because whenever we bring people into town or anything, like my best friend came into town a few months ago, and we're like, we have to go to the water dog. Like it's so
That's
fun.
fun.
It's got a really cool atmosphere, and it's just different from anything else.
What was the last gift that you gave somebody?
I gave somebody like any kind
Yeah,
of
it could be anything. I mean, it could be your. It could be anything. Yeah, I don't know. It could be a high five. I don't know.
I don't know. I got to sign my first T-shirt,
Ooh,
and that was really
that's cool.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. I signed to my first T-shirt, and and it was something that it was so out of the blue. This person was like, "Will you please do it for me?" I would. But there was this girl who had actually emailed me, and I feel like this is I really like giving people gifts more on the emotional
Sure.
side of things, not necessarily giving them something, but knowing that I like helped somebody or helped somebody get through something. There's this girl who actually has been following me for a while on YouTube and stuff, and she had emailed me a couple months back, and I was like bawling crying when I got the email, but she had been in a really, really bad car accident, and she had to go through like a ton of rehab and stuff to get back to where she was, not necessarily where she was, but
Right.
get back to
Right.
everyday life. And she was telling me that it had caused her a lot of time from going to college and stuff, and she had finally been able to go to college, and she said her whole way there she had listened to my music, and that it just like gave her a new hope, I guess. And I was like, to be able to do that for somebody, and like, I don't know, it's like, it's more so a gift to me too.
Yeah, sure,
because
absolutely.
It's just like, I don't know, I can't describe it. It was
That-
really amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. So I still texted, I like gave her my number. I was like,
Anytime.
anytime you want to text me, anytime you want to talk about anything that's going on in your college life, like I've been there, I can probably help you through it. So
Wow.
that was like the coolest thing I think for me.
That is awesome to
Yeah.
hear. Yeah, that's probably better than any physical
Yeah.
gift you could give anybody.
I mean, because like she could have lost her life, and
Yeah.
to be able to be a part of her healing and getting through that, I think that's like, that's the best thing for me.
Yeah.
Who cares about money and fame? Like, as long as I can help somebody, that's what I want to do.
Still, signing your first T-shirt, it's a big deal.
That was cool, but I mean,
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
see you. I've seen you give lots of selfies with people lately.
yeah.
Gotta be a weird. It's gotta be a
That's
weird
been
thing.
like a weird thing, especially like I played here in Lynchburg back in October, and it was like that's kind of when I was like, okay, maybe I can get used to this. This is like a little strange. But then I started seeing like pictures of me with people like on Instagram and stuff, and I was like, okay. But it is cool. It's definitely a different feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you seem to be humble along the way.
I try.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a super important thing too, is to just remember where you came from.
Yeah.
Stick to your roots. I see a lot of people that kind of let go of that, and that's something that I really want to keep prominent in my
Right.
music. Is
Well,
this is me. This is who I am.
well, I think that'll work for you quite nicely. So, do you have any big projects or anything coming down the pike you want to share with people?
Yes, actually, on the 5th, I'm going to be finishing recording my EP. We're hoping that to be out, I think, the first week of July.
Really?
So that's going to be like
Wow.
a big thing.
Holy cow! What do
Yes.
you do? You have anything planned or like to?
For release, I mean, we're playing some pretty cool shows. We're working on like our live everything. Because right now it's just been, my guitarist Kevin
Right.
and I, we've been doing like cool radio shows and stuff. I think we have like a radio tour planned. It's funny, I work at Texas Roadhouse, and I'm
Shout out
I'm
Texas
hoping,
Roadhouse.
Yeah, shout out Texas Roadhouse. I think my song's going to be in the jukebox next
Awesome.
week or so. Sometime soon, I hope.
We'll throw it on here as well.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's I'm excited about that. I'm just excited to get the ball rolling and start playing shows, and I think
That's amazing. I mean, it really is fascinating. Are you? I thought I heard this, but I could be wrong. Are you doing any shows in the park?
I am. Yep, in October.
Yeah?
We're doing a big one, and I think it's I'm not quite sure who all is with us. I know Parmalee is going to be like the headliner.
Yeah.
But we're going to be able to do that, and that's really cool. So I'm excited. I love doing shows here.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even like the last time I did, I don't think that anybody really knew that I'm playing. But I think this time, now that we have more material out and stuff like that, I'm excited to see like the songs people know, if they know
Right.
any,
And it would kind of
you know,
build it.
just
I
the
mean, build your
vibe,
kettle.
you
Yeah.
know? It's like when you have like your family and friends there, it's like no other feeling. You have so many people there to support you. And
Well, I am super happy for you and your successes,
Thank you
and
so much.
I know you're going to go far. I'll wrap it up by asking you the last question, which is, if there's anybody else you'd like to see on kind of being sat down and interviewed, who might be someone that you would like to see ask similar questions?
you know what? He's from Lynchburg. He went to Liberty. I don't know if you know him, but Josh Wolf.
Josh Wolf.
Extremely talented kid. Like, he lives in Nashville now.
Here's
but
one of your
he's back
biggest
and forth.
fans right here.
Oh,
Yes, I'll be her biggest.
yeah. But Josh Wolf, like, that kid is like talent beyond.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. I know he comes back and forth quite a bit, kind of like doing what I know. I know he lives in Nashville now, but he still goes
Sure.
back and forth. Him or I'm trying to think. I'm still kind of like new as far as like the artists in Lynchburg,
Sure.
you know. So, but
Right on. Josh
definitely
Wolf.
him. Cool
Check him
guy.
out. Yeah,
cool,
absolutely.
Cool guy. Yep.
Well, thank you very much for spending some time with me and with us, and
Yeah.
can't wait to see what you do next.
Thanks. I'm excited too. I'm excited for you guys to see it and
Yeah.
be a part of it. I'm excited to be a part of this. So.
Well, and we'll be here cheering you on in October, and we'll be waiting June 5th for the EP to drop.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah,
for having
thank
me
you.
out.
Trying to fight this feeling, not quite sure what it is. You sit right there, left hand on the steering wheel, driving, and I can't help but stare, 'cause you're so damn perfect. And I have so many things to say, but I just don't know how to word it, 'cause you're like a Tennessee summer, toes deep in the water, got me hotter than a fire. And you're like a fine wine sipping it, only need a little bit, and boy I'm feeling it. I just wanna be the one you wanted, I just wanna give you all I've got, but how do I tell you without it all coming out wrong? Oh, I'll just put it in a song, turn it up, windows down, sing it loud, I'll put it in a song, get it out, can you hear me now? Oh, I'll just put it in a song. Oh, I'll just put it in a song. For years I've been searching for someone like you, and you get my wheels spinning out of this driveway, running to you, and I can't help but smile when you look at me. I have so many things to say, but I just don't know how to say it, 'cause you're like a Tennessee summer, toes deep in the water, got me hotter than a fire. And you're like a fine wine sipping it, only need a little bit, and boy I'm feeling it. I just wanna be the one you wanted, I just wanna give you all I've got, but how do I tell you without it all coming out wrong? Oh, I'll just put it in a song, turn it up, windows down, sing it loud, I'll put it in a song, get it out, can you hear me now? Oh, I'll just put it in a song. Trying to fight this feeling, not quite sure what it is, and you get my wheels spinning, and boy you know I just can't help it, 'cause you're like a Tennessee summer, toes deep in the water, got me high